Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be doing a multi-part series of getting this car to a completely different level in performance. First things first, I'm going to make sure that I get this new turbo on from Equilibrium Tuning. They did actually give me a little bit of a discount, so I appreciate that. All their links will be down below in the description. Besides that, I have a front pipe, MBRP catback, spark plugs I'm going to be doing because this car does have like 87,000 miles on it. Delicious Tuning's Flex Fuel Kit. I also have the Perrin clutch delay valve piece that I'm going to be installing as well. And then I have the short return nozzle that is in the intake manifold, but I wasn't lucky enough to get it there before they got back ordered, but should be in early next week. Besides that, this isn't really going to be a how-to. This is more just going to be showing you guys what I'm doing. I'm probably going to break it down into multiple parts and then have like a movie at the end with like the tuning and everything. It's probably going to be 40-50 minutes long. But the major part of this video is going to be getting the old turbo off, hopefully before I go to dinner, and then all that. So without further ado, guys, let's get into it. Just to say, I've never had previous experience working on a Subaru, especially an FA motor. I did have a 15 WRX STI for 6 months, and I did a downpipe and a cold air intake on that. But other than that, it was basically stock. So this is going to be a very eye-opening because I'm used to working on, V8s. My dad's 67, my 2018, Camaros both, and then now this guy here. So I'll give you guys a full review of how it actually goes. I remember changing the spark plugs in my other car, and it was horrible. So before I get this jacked up, I just want to put that out there. I'm not no master technician when it comes to Subarus. This is honestly the farthest in depth I've ever went. I've never replaced a turbo on anything, so this should be pretty fun. It's also like, it feels like it's 80 degrees outside right now, which is why I have fans going, so hopefully you guys can hear me. When it comes to important parts, I'll definitely make sure to talk about that, but other than that, fans are going to stay on, and there's going to be some time-lapse music, so now let's get into it. Good thing is now the majority of what I need to work on is already accessible because of how big those two trays are, but now it's to the point where I'm just going to pull the stuff off the turbo inlet because I do have a new one, and then after that everything's going to be foreign to me, so let's see how that goes. So I do know I have to remove the turbo inlet and this charge pipe, so easiest thing I'm going to do first is remove the charge pipe to get it away from the turbo, give me more room. Alright, so right now I'm going to be getting off the turbo inlet so you guys can actually see the turbo again in this video, and then I'm going to work on getting the turbo inlet lines here out of the way. So let's get to it. And now with this piece removed, I know the new turbo inlet is aluminum and it gets cut off about right here. So I think I might try and use the stock one so I don't have to cut any of this in case I need to go back to this, or sell it. So yeah. Well, I was just taking a second under here to look around at everything, and to me it seems like the next step would be to either get the downpipe off or take the turbo off of the header and then get everything kind of lowered down to look at all the hoses and everything. So probably what I'm going to work on now is getting the cat off of the turbo, which I heard is probably going to be one of the worst parts. So I do have them sprayed with penetrating oil. I do have new turbo studs already, so let's see how this goes. Oh my. So at this point, I have realized that I might be in way too deep over my head here, but this is what's fun about the channel, is I'm just gonna completely humiliate myself and get it done eventually, or give up, and giving up is not an option. All right, so now we got this bracket out of the way. That was sitting above the little bracket on the actual downpipe. Now I should be able to get my short 14mm on that and be able to break it loose, hopefully get it away and keep it away from the O2 sensor. Alright guys, as you saw, I just got the top J-pipe bracket off. I am going to jack up the rear of the car and just drop the whole exhaust, and I'll worry about taking the front cat off of the exhaust later. But for right now, I'm just going to get the car up in the air, and then we're going to go out to dinner. So I'll meet up with you guys after that. Alright guys, so right now I'm going to be pulling the front pipe away from the cat, and then I'll worry about dropping the rest of the exhaust later. But yeah, let's just get to that.
Alright guys, now I think it's time to go eat dinner. So, yeah, when we come back I will try and fight these nuts out, these studs. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Alright guys, it is a new day here. Last you saw, I got the front pipe slash J-pipe off. Now I'm going to drain the oil, which you don't really have to do to take the turbo off, but I'm going to because I'm like 300 miles away from an oil change, so it's not that big of a deal. So I'm going to drain the oil, drain the coolant, and then start pulling off the lines for the turbo, and then I'm going to drop the header. So let's get to that. See that right there? That's the drain line. That is now off of the block. Now oh, why is it so zoomed? Now all I got to do is find the return, and then the oiling side of it's all done, and that's pretty nice. So let's keep rolling. All right, so now I'm going to be taking off this line here and this line here. And I know I just drained the cooling system completely, but as I know, completely is never completely. And I'm probably gonna get some coolant out of this. If not, I'd be very shocked. So let's see who's right. Holy crap, that's not enough. Um. Well, the camera died, so I took it as an opportunity to clean the lake I had here. But I'm working on getting the oil return manifold thing off right now. So let's keep going with that. Woo!
Yay!
Okay. Let's get this out of the way. Yep. Hi, yep, okay.
What do you need? Do you need my help?
No. Okay. You just need to go over here.
Hi!
Hi. Yep, hi.
Sure you don't need help?
It needs to go down a little more, I think. There goes the gasket. I gotta reuse that. Poop.
Do you need me to grab your dad?
Nope. It's coming right there. Okay. Meadow, please move.
Madam.
This is heavy. Okay. It's off.
God damn.
Woo-hoo! So this is a more direct comparison that I'm going to do on the two turbos once I get it off, but I just got to get this last. Just got to get this last bolt off. Alrighty guys, so that actually wasn't that horrible. The stock turbo and header were a little bit more heavy than I expected them to be, but besides that, it's honestly not been that bad. So I feel like this is the worst part. I might be wrong and say the spark plugs are the worst part based on the last car I did, but besides that, let's do a comparison of these two turbos. I'm not going to take the turbo inlet off of this one, just because, but yeah, let's see what it looks like. Obviously on the new one you get a much larger turbo compressor and all new parts around everything, but yeah, that looks huge. Yeah, so there's that, and then here is the stock turbo that has some bent fins on it. There's an ant. Hi, buddy. Yeah, that's basically the main reason on why I decided to remove this turbo, because obviously that's not good. Wow. Let me pick this up. If you look at there is a tiny wee bit of end play, which really isn't, I would say isn't bad, but again, I've not really ever played with turbos. Those fins are so bent over. That one doesn't look the best. That one doesn't look the best. That one doesn't look the best. But yeah, overall, obviously we're not going to reuse the same turbo. So yeah, hopefully my fueling and clutch can handle at least a little bit of this major upgrade here, and we'll see how it goes. But for now, I'm going to swap everything over and then get ready to put the turbo back in the car. So just like that, guys, I do believe that is everything swapped over to the new turbo. I'm honestly probably gonna go in and eat lunch. I've been out here for about 2 hours or so, so I think I'm gonna go in and eat some lunch, and then come back out, put the turbo back on the header. Well, first get the stud out. Yeah, I got a little bit to do, so I got to get the stud out of the turbo. At the same time, I'm also going to get the nuts from the cat to the front pipe off as well. So I got those 3 fasteners, if you want to be fancy, off, and then I will get back with you guys once we start putting the turbo back on the header, back onto the car. So I'll see you guys then.